What if the ultimate path to becoming unstoppable wasn't about shouting your ambitions from the rooftops, but about a strategic, silent retreat? Imagine, for a moment, simply vanishing. Not forever, but just long enough to forge yourself into something truly formidable. In a world drowning in oversharing, where every aspiration, every struggle, and every half-baked dream is paraded for public consumption, there exists a primal, potent strength in embracing silence. In stepping back. In becoming utterly invisible. Because while the world watches, it also judges, envies, and, most dangerously, sabotages. If you expose too much, too soon, you risk being pulled down before you even have a chance to ascend. The move is clear: disappear now. Re-emerge unrecognizable. But here's the critical distinction: this isn't about hiding. It's about refinement. It's a secret, disciplined, and fiery process of transformation, where you mold yourself into a version that your former self couldn't even fathom. And when you finally reappear, you won't just shock them, you won't even care. Because the true metamorphosis isn't superficial, it's the unyielding mental armor that you forge in the profound silence. Let's dissect this into 3 brutal, practical, and non-negotiable components. How to disappear the right way. What to do while you're in the shadows. How, and if, you should reappear. Fail to grasp these principles, and you'll merely be a fool who ghosted only to return empty-handed. Master them, and you'll become a living legend. Let's begin. Part 1, How to disappear the right way. 1. Shut your mouth. Silence is your first act of power. If you're genuinely committed to disappearing and transforming, the foundational step, one most people never truly master, is learning to completely shut your mouth. Talking is deceptively easy. It's seductive, offering a fleeting hit of dopamine without demanding any tangible action. Yet, it's a potent mechanism for self-sabotage. Every time you prematurely voice your dreams, you weaken them. You expose them to the corrosive forces of criticism, envy, doubt, and an energetic drain. People will often pick apart your ideas, not because they're flawed, but because your potential for change threatens their comfortable stagnation. Understand this deeply: your words are sacred. They either build energy or hemorrhage it. The more you speak, the less mystery you possess. And in a world addicted to constant exposure, mystery is magnetic. So, staunch the flow. Close the valve. This applies across the board: your fitness aspirations, your financial strategies, your spiritual breakthroughs, your business blueprints. Your mouth must be subjected to the same rigorous discipline as your workout regimen or your financial planning. And this isn't just about external scrutiny. It extends to your closest circle, friends, co-workers, even family. Unless your life partner is unequivocally aligned with your mission and actively propels you forward like a battle-forged teammate, keep even them in the dark. You are constructing a fortress. And fortresses don't speak, they watch, they plan, they strike. 2. Only care what you think. Reclaim your mind from the matrix of opinions. Most individuals exist within a psychological prison of mirrors, perpetually reflecting and seeking validation from the opinions, approval, and expectations of others. This is a hellish trap, one that keeps you small, compliant, and fragile. Here's the uncomfortable truth no one wants to admit: most people aren't genuinely invested in your progress, they're invested in their own comfort. And your transformation poses a direct threat to that comfort. If you evolve, they're forced to confront their own stagnation, and that's precisely what they wish to avoid. So, they will mock you, doubt you, and subtly discourage you. Unless you dismantle your addiction to their opinions, you'll capitulate every time someone raises an eyebrow. Your imperative is to become the only judge that matters. Envision your ideal future self, the formidable version of you that refuses to yield, to plead, to wait. The one who moves with deliberate, lethal intent. This version is now your exclusive audience. With every action you contemplate, ask yourself, would the highest version of me be proud of this? You'll cease performing for others and begin living authentically on your own terms. That's when true power ignites. Your silence transforms into strategy, your privacy into armor, and your self-respect into a religion. 3. Hide your plans like they're sacred. Loose lips kill destinies. Your vision is your vault. Keep it hermetically sealed. You will feel the surge of excitement. You'll yearn to share. You'll desire validation for your brilliant ideas. But comprehend this, sharing too soon provides emotional gratification, and satisfaction kills momentum. The instant you articulate your plan, you invite two critical outcomes. External resistance, critics, mockers, and competitors. Internal complacency, your brain falsely registers a sense of accomplishment. Every time you verbalize your strategy, you dissipate a crucial piece of the tension that fuels decisive action. Here's the counter-strategy. Only reveal to those who are demonstrably ahead of you, not peers, not mere bystanders. Ask precision-based questions, not validation-seeking ones. Keep conversations brief, tactical, and singularly focused. You are there for wisdom, not comfort. Consider your dream like a seed. Keep it buried in the soil, allowing it to take root in the protective darkness. Expose it prematurely, and it will wither under scrutiny and metaphorical storms. Silence doesn't just protect your vision, it nourishes it. 4. Hide your progress. Don't show them the climb, make them respect the view. Progress is intoxicating. You'll hit milestones, and the urge to showcase them will be immense. Resist it. The moment you begin to flaunt your transformation mid-journey, you inadvertently halt the real work. Why? Because you trick your subconscious into believing you've already arrived. Your drive cools. Your hunger wanes. You become a casualty of premature applause. There's a golden rule here: if you reveal your progress too early, you get praised. But if you reveal it after you're done, you get remembered. So, cease posting. Stop explaining. Stop announcing. Continue grinding in silence while everyone assumes you've disappeared, given up, or simply faded away. Then, reappear with a physique that defies belief, a lifestyle they can't explain, and a presence they can't shake. And even then, say nothing. Let them feel it. That's true impact. 5. Hide your pain, suffer privately. Emerge powerfully. Going dark is far from glamorous. It's not merely about aesthetics and Stoic monk mode quotes. It is brutal. You will cry in silence. You will fail behind closed doors. You will confront temptation, crippling doubt, and profound exhaustion. You will yearn to reach out, to crave support. But here's the stark truth. Pain sculpts your next iteration, but only if you bear it alone. Every instance you choose not to whine, not to vent, not to broadcast your hardship, you are sharpening yourself. You are becoming the man or woman capable of enduring it all. The kind of person others instinctively trust because you remain unflinching under pressure. No tearful calls to friends. No offloading your fears onto family. You bleed in silence. You recover in solitude. Your pain becomes your discipline. Your loneliness becomes your edge. And eventually, your silence becomes your signature. Because while others are crying for help, you are in the quiet process of becoming help itself. Disappearing the right way isn't about vanishing from existence, it's about systematically detaching from distractions, safeguarding your energy, and rebuilding yourself in complete solitude. You shut your mouth to preserve power. You stop caring about others to reclaim your mind. You protect your plans to maintain control. You hide your progress to sustain momentum. You suffer privately to fortify your spirit. By embracing this, you become untouchable. You move through life with a silence that commands attention. And one day, you reappear, unrecognizable, undeniable, unbreakable. Part 2, What to Do in the Shadows, the Blueprint of Reinvention. Once you've successfully vanished from the pervasive noise, once you've severed the world's access to your voice, your plans, your progress, and your pain, the real work commences. Disappearing is merely the doorway. What you accomplish in the shadows is the key to unlocking true power. This is the pivotal phase where you forge the beast. Here's how to do it, step by meticulous step. 1. Pick clear targets. You can't hit what you can't see. Most attempts at transformation falter due to a lack of specificity. People disappear but fail to aim. They ghost but neglect to grow. This isn't transformation, it's escapism. Disappearing is not a retreat, it's a reboot. So, the first act within the shadows is establishing clarity. Ask yourself, who exactly do I intend to become? What specific skills, physical attributes, business, mindset, or reputation am I meticulously building? If I were to re-emerge 6 months from now, how precisely would I want to look, act, and live? Be uncomfortably specific. I want to get fit is not a goal. I want to be 190 pounds with visible abs, quantifiable strength in every lift, and boundless energy is. I want to make money is vague. I want to generate $10,000 per month through a high-margin online business within 6 months is laser-sharp. Document your goals in a private journal. Categorize them into 3 core areas. Physical, body, health, energy. Mental, mindset, emotional mastery, discipline. Material, business, income, lifestyle. Burn this truth into your mind. Transformation without targets is self-deception. Pick your weapons. Define your mission. Then, engage in war. 2. Design your life around winning, make success the default setting. Once your targets are set, it's time to meticulously engineer your environment for unwavering obsession. Most people attempt to change while maintaining the entirety of their existing circumstances. This is a recipe for failure. Your current environment was meticulously constructed to support your current self. To truly transform, you must fundamentally reconstruct the ecosystem that surrounds you. Here's how to achieve that. Audit your environment. Is your home optimized for intense focus or pervasive distraction? Do your surroundings unequivocally encourage growth or insidious comfort? Surgically eliminate distractions, delete time-wasting applications. Block toxic influences, even if they are people. Cease responding to low-vibration energy. Restructure your physical world, relocate closer to your gym. Rearrange your living space to embody discipline, visible goals, clearly displayed schedules, and absolutely no temptation in sight. Build your calendar around the mission, time block every hour of your day. Prioritize learning, rigorous training, and consistent execution. Treat your schedule as a precise battlefield strategy. Sever easy dopamine, no more endless scrolling, no more trivial gossip. Replace quick, superficial highs with the deep, earned satisfaction of training, building, and earning. Construct a life where your default actions are intrinsically aligned with greatness. Not because you're momentarily motivated, but because you've rendered success inevitable. 3. Reprogram your mind, learn to love the darkness. Initially, the profound silence will feel like a constricting cage. No more likes. No more messages. No more external attention. Your ego will shriek for validation. Your insecurities will whisper insidious lies. But if you withstand that initial phase, if you immerse yourself in the silence long enough, it will undergo a profound metamorphosis. The cage will transmute into a temple. The darkness will become your forge. The shadows will become your sacred sanctuary. And in that hallowed solitude, something fundamental shifts. You no longer dread being unseen. You develop an insatiable craving for discipline. You begin to genuinely enjoy the pain of effort. You take deep pride in being fundamentally different. You cease chasing fleeting dopamine and instead, meticulously earn it. You fundamentally rewire your brain. From needing external praise to needing internal excellence. From craving attention to craving tangible results. From emotional chaos to profound mental stillness. This is the crucible where the killer instinct is born. You are no longer driven by what others perceive. You are driven by what you see when you look squarely in the mirror. And if that reflection doesn't perfectly align with your meticulously forged standard, you fix it, quietly, without a single excuse. Here's the indelible truth: the man or woman who can relentlessly grind alone, improve without a shred of applause, and push through absolute hell without hand-holding, is unstoppable. And that, precisely, is who you are becoming. Bonus: your daily shadow routine, structure for silent dominance. Here's a suggested daily structure meticulously designed to maximize your time in the shadows. 5:30 a.m., wake up. No snooze. No scrolling. Just pure presence and mindful breath. 6 a.m., move your body. Gym. Run. Body weight. The specific modality doesn't matter. Master the body, master the mind. 7 a.m., cold shower. Train the nervous system. Discomfort becomes the new comfort. 7:30 a.m., fuel clean. High protein, low sugar. Eat for sustained energy, not fleeting entertainment. 8 a.m., plan your day. Identify your 3 core targets. No fluff. Just absolute progress. 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., deep work. Build. Write. Sell. Train. Study. Whatever your transformation rigorously demands. 2 p.m., break and recalibration. Read. Reflect. Adjust. But rigorously avoid social media. 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., execution continues. More deliberate action. Less theoretical rumination. Progress is the only proof. 6 p.m., recovery and review. Eat, stretch, reflect. Meticulously track what was won and what was needlessly wasted. 9 p.m., sleep. No screens. Just profound silence and restorative slumber. Repeat this daily. Relentlessly. Ruthlessly. And the old you? He won't survive a single month of it. Recap of Part 2. The shadows aren't a place of retreat, they are your hunting ground. You meticulously pick your targets with surgical precision. You design a life where success becomes an absolute inevitability. You reprogram your mind to crave isolation and even discomfort. You build in silence. You bleed in silence. You become in silence. And when the world eventually dares to ask where you've been, they won't be remotely prepared for the answer. Because by the time they see you again, you're not you anymore. You're him. You're her. You're legendary. Part 3, The Reappearance, or Not Why You Might Never Come Back the Same. So, you've vanished. You've gone ghost. You've diligently completed the silent work. No applause. No external validation. Just cold, focused, obsessive rebuilding in the shadows. And now, you are fundamentally different. Your body is stronger. Your mind is sharper. Your energy is precise. Your presence is magnetic, even in your continued silence. So, here's the pivotal question: do you reappear? Do you deliberately re-enter the world that once underestimated you? Do you allow them to witness the monumental transformation you've undergone? The answer is not a simple yes or no. Because something profound occurs in the shadows that forever alters your perspective. 1. The twist: you won't want to reappear. When you initially decide to disappear, you likely envision the reappearance as the grand finale. You conjure images of stunned faces, effusive praise, a barrage of questions, overwhelming validation, thunderous applause. But here's the unexpected truth: by the time you complete your profound transformation, you won't care. The people who doubted you, they've become utterly irrelevant. The applause you once craved, it will feel hollow. The audience you once performed for, You will have utterly outgrown them. Why? Because in the shadows, you fundamentally recalibrate your values. You begin to live for impact, not fleeting attention. You become obsessively driven by execution, not superficial exposure. You willingly trade transient popularity for profound peace. You no longer possess a need to be seen, because you now see yourself with crystal clarity. That's when the ultimate realization dawns: the true reward wasn't being recognized. It was becoming someone who no longer needed to be. 2. The new you is unrecognizable. Even if you make the conscious choice to reappear, let me be unequivocally clear, you will not be the same person. You will carry silence like a refined weapon. You will speak less, but your words will carry immeasurable weight. You will smile less, but feel emotions with profound depth. You will care less about external approval, and infinitely more about internal alignment. People will undeniably notice, but they will not understand. They will utter phrases like, "You've changed. You're different now. You're not as talkative. What happened to you?" And you will simply smile. Because they didn't witness what you endured. They didn't see the silent tears. They didn't feel the crushing failures. They didn't bury the old you and claw their way, alone, into this new, formidable form. You did that. Alone. In silence. They didn't confront the internal demons you had to conquer. They didn't witness the version of you that teetered on the brink of quitting, but didn't. So, no, they don't get to understand you now. They simply get to watch. 3. Your energy speaks before you do. Here's the profound consequence of deep transformation: you no longer have to prove anything. Your mere presence becomes a declaration. Your silence becomes unnerving. Your sheer discipline becomes contagiously inspiring. People sense your profound evolution before you utter a single word. It's evident in your confident stride. In your deliberate pause before speaking. In the unwavering gaze you hold in people's eyes. In your refusal to rush. In the deep, inner gravity with which you move. That's because genuine power isn't loud, it's still. When you finally return to the surface, you are no longer performing. You are observing. You are discerning. You are calculating. You don't move to impress, you move to execute. You don't chase recognition, you relentlessly pursue precision. And those who once laughed at you, ignored you, or gossiped behind your back, they will not know how to approach you now. Because the version of you they once knew, no longer exists. 4. You stay in the shadows, by choice. Here's what makes the concept of reappearance so intriguing: you might not even desire it. You will grow to love the shadows. You will relish the process of building silently. You will crave the absolute freedom of privacy. You will prefer profound solitude over the blinding spotlight. Because in the shadows, there is no performance. There is only relentless work. Undeniable progress. Continuous evolution. And you will eventually realize, you don't have to come back to prove anything to anyone. You can strategically remain in the shadows and still fundamentally run the game. Because those who truly comprehend the power of invisibility, they play life on God mode. Their work is deeply felt. Their results are undeniably seen. But they themselves remain untouchable. 5. If you do reappear, make it unforgettable. Now, if you do decide to re-emerge, make it an event of legendary proportions. Let the world truly feel the immense weight of your silence and the profound depth of your transformation. But do it without flexing. Without grand announcements. Without desperately seeking attention. Simply walk back into the room with a new, unmistakable frequency. Let them instinctively feel it. Let your transformed physique speak volumes for itself. Let your business results do all the talking. Let your serene, calm energy send shivers down their nervous systems. Let your upgraded presence irrevocably rewrite the power dynamic in every single room you enter. And when they inevitably ask, "Where have you been?" You will simply smile. And you will calmly, definitively say, I was rebuilding in the shadows. Now I'm here. And I'm not the same. The final word, the shadow, is where legends are made. Here's the core understanding you must grasp. The world is unequivocally addicted to visibility. To pervasive noise. To fleeting clout. To the constant compulsion of being seen. But true power does not emanate from being visible. Power emerges from being unshakable. You do not disappear to hide. You disappear to fortify. To meticulously isolate your raw potential. To systematically remove the noise, the inherent weakness, the crippling distractions, until the only thing left is a singular, unwavering purpose. Then, you build. You bleed. You suffer. You grow. Alone. Quietly. Relentlessly. And when the time is unequivocally right, you either reappear as an unstoppable force they never saw coming, or you strategically remain in the shadows and expertly run the game from behind the curtain. Either way, you win. Because you are no longer a slave to external validation. You are no longer addicted to superficial attention. You are no longer fragile. You are reborn. Ready for your next level. If you want to unlock an even deeper cheat code to upgrade your mind, dominate your habits, and become the kind of person who's impossible to ignore, check out the next video. And remember. Disappear. Work. Transform. Then reappear, or don't. Just make sure the old you never returns.